Hello. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the series Success Principles for Dealing with Tough Times. Long ago, when Steve Jobs dropped out of college, he started learning calligraphy. And at that point of time, he actually had no idea when or where in his life will he apply this calligraphy. All he knew is that he loved the fonts and the various spaces that were there and the shapes and various things about calligraphy. Well, guess what? 10 years later, when Mac was being built, when it was being shaped, he took all the fonts that he had actually learned in his calligraphy classes, sans serif and other calligraphy, the typography that we now see on every computer actually came from that. So whatever his heart desired, without knowing where in the future it's actually going to be used, he just jumped into it, he just did it, because that's what felt right. Friends, how many times has there been any kind of an activity which you just felt like doing, which you thought that I should do it, I want to do it, but because it did not make sense, it did not feel right, it did not fit in with the plans that said that I don't know where I will apply it. I don't know what's going to be the returns of it. There was no promise of doing that thing as to this is going to result in this. You just let it go, or probably you just let it go because if I do this, what will people say? And that's kind of the biggest dilemma. It doesn't feel right. I will not be able to explain it to people. What will they say? And that just lets you not do something. Think about all the things that you have been putting off and you just did not do it because it was not fitting into the overall plan. Well, this brings me to the success principles. Just lean into it. Whatever it is in your life that you have been avoiding, that you have not been doing, just make a list of all those things. And divide your life into various categories, 9 categories to be exact, as Jack Canfield explains it. The physical self, not the physical self means your house, your office, your car, anything that you possess. It's all the physical things that you actually have. What are you avoiding in these categories? It could be just cleaning up your cupboard, or it could be adding something new to your house. Anything that you want to do, but you have been avoiding to do it. Your relationships. Are you giving as much time as you want to in your relationship, be it with your colleagues, your friends, your family, whoever it is? Your own body. Are you actually being able to take care of it the way you want to? Your physical body, your appearance, the energy that it has, which kind of relates to your own self as well. The kind of feelings that you have, the kind of thoughts that you have, the kind of how are you able to manage your own emotions day in and day out? That's your self part of it. Are you doing something actively to take care of it? Or do you want to do something actively to take care of it? Just lean into it. Just take one single step to it. Your financials, whatever your state of financials is right now, whether you have a job, you don't have a job, what is it that you plan to do with your finances? Are you ready to take a course right now, if you have more time right now, to learn how to invest better, to learn how to plan your finances better? Are you taking up those courses if you don't have a job for any reason? If you have a job, are you still planning? What are your plans for the future in relationship to your finances? The nature that we live in, the parks, the outdoor activities. Are you spending time in it? Do you plan to spend time in it? What is it that is going to make you feel better and that is good for you? Because the network that you operate in, your colleagues, your extended family, any kind of network that you build, which helps you in your personal as well as in your professional life. And then, of course, there is something called the mimetic, which is your thoughts and thinking, your belief systems. Are they encouraging you to move in life, or are they stopping you to move in moving somewhere? In all these 9 categories that I just stated, the physical, the relationship, the body, financial, the self, spiritual, the mimetic, nature, and network. In all these, each of these, I don't know how to say, in each of these sections, what are you doing or what are you not doing? that if you do, is going to make a big impact in your life. So just list it down. What are the things that you've been stopping yourself from doing? Just answer the following questions in each of them. Which environment is that you're stopping or you're avoiding to do something the most? Out of all these environments, in which of them are you avoiding to do something the most? What does that tell you about yourself? What do you do instead? So let's say, for example, there is a relationship that needs to be maintained, and you have to just pick up the phone and talk to the person, and you just don't feel like talking. So if you're someone like me, I hate picking up the phone and talking to people, and I can avoid a phone call for ages. I can just text message and then talk. But what is the trade-off? What is the cost of not making the phone call? And if I have to just lean into it, as the principal says, immediately after this, I will make that phone call, because the rewards of making the call is much bigger, than the trade-off that I am having of not making the phone call. Similarly, for my finances, am I learning more how to manage my finances? Am I learning how to manage my emotions better? Am I learning how to manage my thoughts and thinking better? Am I spending time in the nature? Whatever it is that is important to you. And sometimes, if you just feel like doing something without any reason, you just feel like doing something, and I'm not really talking about watching Netflix. You feel like doing something, and it is good for you. Ask the next question, which is very, very important. I feel like doing something, and it is good for me, without knowing whether it is going to serve you or not. It is good for you. It is good for somebody else. Then just lean into it. Lean into it and do it. And leaning into it literally means that in the next 15 minutes or less, you take an action on it, whatever it is. After you list down everything that you have been avoiding, circle it into 4 categories. List down which one is the easiest to take action on, which one is the hardest to take action on, which one is the most important, and which one is going to make the maximum impact in your life. Once you have those 4 categories listed down, take action on what is the hardest or on whatever is going to make the greatest impact in your life. Do it now. In the next 15 minutes, just lean into it, take the action, and then share whatever has been your experience, either in the comment or in the messages, whatever you want to do, whichever is more comfortable to you. My name is Prosperity. I'm an emotional coach and trained on success principles by Jack Canfield. Thank you so much.